Thank you, Producer Chase. This is Scott Johnson of behalf of Hopkins Farm, broadcasting here in Shelbyville, Tennessee, Bedford County, about 50 miles south of Nashville, 25 miles south of Murfreesboro, in the lovely, and I'm thinking maybe semi-sunny Green Hills of southern Middle Tennessee. It's that time of the month where we have Dr. Tammy Garrett with the Bedford County Schools, and she brought along the Assistant Superintendent, Tim Harwell, today to talk about a plethora of things that are going on in the Bedford County school system. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Good to have you here. And is summer break over already? Was there a summer break?
I know. I'm asking the same question. It was fast.
Yeah, I was talking to Tim before you got here, and I said, man, it just seems like you get out of school, you get your graduations done, take a little, about 2-week break, and you're back at it again.
Yeah. We are back at it, gearing up. Yesterday we spent the day with principals, assistant principals, and supervisors. And
all the leadership for the school system.
Yes.
Okay.
Had a great day.
Everybody's fired up and ready to go?
We are. Teachers will be back 2 weeks from today, right?
That's true.
And school starts.
Next week.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah, new teachers are.
Yeah, watch out. If they listen to the show, they may not show up then. Yeah. No, Doc said we weren't going to have to be there for another week.
Yes, 1 week.
And what day do students start?
Yeah. Students start August 1st. Yeah, abbreviated.
So that's 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks. Yes.
Okay, that's the 2-week deal. August 1st. God, August 1st. That seems like that. We know at one time it used to be like right before the horse show, but I'm reaching back probably 30 years, right? Or 20
definitely.
years, something like that. So I know that normally this time of year, of course, the state legislature is always likes to get involved with education, which
they do,
and actually make some changes. Is there any particular laws or anything going into effect you might want to talk about?
We do. I'll talk about the laws, and Mr. Harwell is going to do the data. He's my data person.
He's the data guy.
I wanted to bring
what data is important in education?
It is. We'll talk about that today, too, because we got some stuff back. But a couple of the things I want to make sure the parents understand. There was a new law about reporting credible threats of violence to parents within 48 hours. So this week, Mr. Harwell and I met with local law enforcement, and they feel that we do a good job of that already, of doing that all call when we need to.
Right.
So we will make sure.
It's a new requirement, but not something y'all haven't been doing already.
That is correct.
Is that the right way to put it?
That is.
Okay.
And it's not just when you have a conversation with your SRO. So we're not going to bombard, the parents on every little detail. Only those that go above that they need help from detectives, and detectives have determined that those are credible threats.
There's the key word, credible, right?
Yes. So we'll be doing that. And then also, parents will now receive with the student's report card in K through 8, the requirement is that they receive a copy of their what we call a universal reading screener. So that kind of gives you an idea, percentile-wise, where your child is. Are they at the 60th percentile, or are they at the 20th? Which means that, hey, are they performing better than 60% of students across the United States, or are they performing below?
So that scale's the national.
It's a national.
Okay, not just like a Tennessee scale.
That is correct. Okay. So parents will need to look for that. That is new this year.
K through 8.
K through 8.
Every student.
Every student.
Okay.
Every 9 weeks they'll get a report.
Well, reading it's so critical. I mean, I guess that's why we have the third grade reading requirement as well, the achievement, right?
Yeah. So we want them to know how they compare nationally, as well as with the state standards, because report cards, those are based on state standards.
Okay.
The other thing that we have coming back up is the paid parental leave. If you remember, last year teachers were eligible to get paid for maternity leaves, and so
a certain number of days, I guess.
Yeah, that was the first year, believe it or not, that we've ever done that.
Really?
Yes, and the state. The workforce development actually is the one who did that. So they did not cover our permitted teachers last year, though. You had to have been teaching with a regular license. So they realized that wasn't a good thing. So they've changed that. So I'm glad we're able to offer that to our
So is that all teachers now?
All teachers with a license, whether it's regular or permitted.
Okay.
So that's a good thing.
A good deal.
Yeah.
Helps families.
Yes. They put a few more restrictions in the retirees coming coming back to work. Remember, that's a kind of a new thing to help with the teacher shortage.
Yes.
But they put a lot of rules. So if we have teachers out there who are retired and coming back to work, just please pull up our policy and read that.
Okay.
Because they will tax them heavily if they do not follow those requirements.
Follow the rules, because they're already on the state retirement system. So.
That is correct.
Okay.
Another change is in student searches. There's a new requirement. You know, when we have laws, it's usually because of one situation.
That's true in almost every facet of government.
Yeah.
That's true in law enforcement. That's true in a lot of areas, yes. I know what you're talking about. What Dr. Garrett's talking about is there'll be something will happen somewhere.
Yes.
Let's say it's in Bradley County or whatever, and then there's a law passed that impacts the entire state. Let's just say that's the catalyst for the change in the law.
It is.
Yes.
And so the new change this time, teachers usually are used to be able to search, hey, so-and-so's missing this. Let's search all the backpacks. You no longer can teacher search. It has to be an SRO or the trained administrator. And so that's a new change this year.
Okay. All right.
Let's see. Cell phones. We've had a lot of talk about cell phones.
We all already had a policy on cell phones.
We did. And
Yeah.
our policy met that because, some media outlets have put that cell phones were banned entirely. That is not true.
No, yeah.
Only during instructional time. And so we will continue with that. And then the principal decides when they could use it otherwise. Can they use it at lunch? Can they use it in the hallway? That's a principal decision. And so we'll carry on with
Well, I know a lot of parents want their kid to have a cell phone in their backpack if there's an emergency or something, right?
Yes.
And but obviously very distracting during instructional time.
It really is.
So it makes a lot of sense. Sounds to me like that's a balanced solution, and you guys are already doing that, right?
Yes.
So
And we
you'll
have
be
a
in
plan
compliance.
in emergency.
It's always good when you guys are already doing something and the state passes a law. That's not real hard to implement.
Hey, and speaking of, we had another law that we were ahead of the state already doing.
We like hearing that.
So the state wants students to have a voice. Well, we've had for last 4 years a student advisory
I know that.
council.
I know that. I remember you talking. You've talked about that several times on your programs.
Yeah, so the state now that's a requirement for students to advise the board. So we were ahead on that, so we will continue with that. On our Superintendent Student Advisory Council, we have a representative from all the middle and high schools.
Okay.
So the state...
How often do you meet?
We are going to meet this year every 9 weeks.
Okay.
And advise the board on certain policies that'll be coming up and things that they need. So you could either do that or have a student representative board member, and we feel that this gives more students the opportunity.
More broad spectrum.
Yes.
From different. Yeah, absolutely. I think it was a great idea. Of course, you implemented that a long time ago. But good deal. And I'll bet some of those students have something to talk about too, don't they?
Oh.
They don't just sit there, do they?
No.
Great
I'm going to tell you, it's probably, I know for Mr. Harwell and myself, probably the highlight of our work day and of our year. Those are great kids.
You know, and this is a side note, Dr. Garrett, but when I've been to some of the leadership Bedford things that are sponsored by the partnership, where you have high school students, there's a youth group as well as the adults, and listening to them speak, or they've come on the radio show before, I go, okay, yep, we got future leaders here. We're going to be fine here in Bedford County.
Yes.
I mean, seriously, I've felt that way about 6 or 7 times when I've been involved with that group.
Absolutely. And I was amazed at both groups, our advisory group and the leadership, of how many kids were in the top 10 too, going to be lawyers and doctors and pilots and all these great things. I was so impressed with them.
Well, I know the leadership Bedford group, that's competitive too, to get selected for that. So
It is.
what a great thing, because life is a competition, don't know else to tell you. So, I mean, it's real. Hate that reality stuff, Tim. Life's a
And
competition.
speaking of doctors and lawyers, we recently got a new grant for Shelbyville Central, in which Vanderbilt is going to work with our very top students and show them that there are ways to get to Vanderbilt and Harvard and Ivy League schools. I mean, this is exciting stuff.
Outstanding. What a great deal. Good for Vanderbilt and good for y'all for having a partnership there.
Yeah, they reached out to us because we're in a rural area, and they said a lot of times rural areas do not send a lot of kids to Ivy League schools. So we're going to try to change that.
Roger that. My father-in-law went to Vanderbilt, but he went on a football scholarship. I don't think it was academics. But anyhow, what else you got, Dr. Garrett?
Okay, well, the only other thing I wanted to cover, the records request. So if we have students who are transferring to another school or transferring out of our district, the law now states that you have to have those records and be enrolled within 5 days. So we got to get those kids, if you're going to transfer schools, you got to get on board. You can't wait a week or two.
I was going to say, that's pretty quick.
Yes. So if we do have some parents who are transferring out of the district or within the district, they need to notify the school and get there and register pretty quickly. Roger that. Folks, we're talking to Dr. Tammy Garrett and Tim Harwell, the two top leaders in Bedford County school system. We're going to take a 2-minute break and be right back.
Here at Farm Credit Mid-America, we want to get to know you and your story. We are a member-owned cooperative offering a range of loan products. So when you find that incredible land tract that you've been longing for that fits into your story, give me a call, Jonathan Boyce, at 931-212-0101, or come by and see me, 1908 Madison Street, here in Shelbyville, Tennessee. Loans are subject to credit approval. Additional terms and conditions may apply. Farm Credit Mid-America is an equal opportunity lender.
Kincaid's is proud to offer Beauty Rest Black to our customers. Beauty Rest Black represents a leap forward in bedding with sleep climate technology keeping you cool and triple-stranded pocketed coils to give you luxurious support all night long. Wake up refreshed and ready to take on the day with a new Beauty Rest Black mattress from Kincaid Service Company, 400 Madison Street, Shelbyville, across from the Speedway gas station, 931-684-5662.
When's the last time you've seen the eye doctor? Don't wait. Whether it's little Carter's first pair of glasses or keeping a good eye on your vision health as you age, your eyes are a precious thing. See personalized care for the whole family and friendly faces at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care on 605 North Main in Shelbyville, across from the U.S. Post Office. Striving to bring you excellence in optometry every single day. Don't put your family's vision off. Make an appointment today at 931-684-2020. Personalized eye care for the whole family at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care.
United Communications builds connections that you can rely on. Whether it's fast internet for your home or business, our fiber network is designed for your community. No long hold times, no out-of-town providers. Just real service from real people. Call 931-740-1800 or visit united.net. Thousands of Tennesseans already trust United. United Communications. Fast, local, internet.
Folks, this is Scott Johnson on behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting here in Shelbyville, Tennessee, Bedford County. It's that time of month we have Dr. Tammy Garrett, the Bedford County School Superintendent, to talk about a plethora of things going on in the Bedford County schools. Dr. Garrett, when you were talking about some of the law changes and policy things before we went to the break, what else you want to talk about?
Let's talk about some scores. We got some scores in. Our students and teachers, principals.
So these are state
scores.
State testing scores?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's talk about I believe that's Mr. Harwell's area, isn't it?
It is.
All right, Tim, go for it.
It is that time of year. Here recently, within the last couple of weeks, we have got our achievement data, our proficiency data in. And
because there are different sets of data, right?
There is.
And this is one set of data.
We're going to talk more about this today because our growth data, which is our TVAS data, will be coming out in mid-August.
Okay, so I can see another show on that.
There will be another show, no doubt about that. But we're going to be talking about achievement today, and overall we did very well. We headed in the right direction. What achievement is basically we're looking at a 1-year snapshot versus with growth we're looking more of a trend over 3 years normally. Right. But with proficiency, it's that 1-year snapshot to see how our students did, and as far as proficiency wise in regards to the standards that they're responsible to learn during that one school year.
Is this in certain subject matters or across the board?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Subject areas starting with second grade now.
Okay.
We have early literacy assessment with them, so we test them in ELA, which is English Language Arts, and we teach them in math. And then from there, in third grade, we add science to that. Okay. And in sixth grade, we add social studies to that. So in social studies, in sixth grade, seventh grade, and eighth grade, we're testing 4 different subjects, and that would be ELA, math, science, and social studies. Then we transition into our EOCs, which are our end of course exams at the high school level. We test 7 different subjects there. We test English 1, English 2, Algebra 1, Algebra 2, Geometry, U.S. History, and Biology.
So you guys kind of get it across the board.
Yes, sir,
okay.
We do. Yes, sir. And just speaking of results, district-wide, we got 15 different content areas that were tested.
15 different areas.
Yeah, different areas.
And get measured.
Get measured, yes,
okay.
sir. And what we are very happy and pleased to report that 12 out of those 15, we went in the right direction.
Mr. Harwell, let's say that one more time.
12 out of 15, we went in the right direction, which means that we increased the proficiency in those content areas.
Moving in the right direction.
Moving in the right direction.
Progress.
Yes, sir. So if we want to do a deeper dive into that, and by grade level, by subject and by grade level, we have 30 of those areas. And in those areas, we went in the right direction. We gained in proficiency 21 out of 30. We'll take those numbers all day long.
Absolutely.
Yes, and kind of give you an idea how we look at this, Scott, is that a couple of days ago we met with our instructional team, and I presented this data to them. Susan Huff is also a big part of our looking at our data and determining what our next steps are going to be. So we take her trend data and the data that I've collected. We met with our instructional team. Obviously our schools have already had their data and they're diving into it.
Right.
But collectively, we're looking at Bedford County schools one by one, and we're looking at the data. We're looking at our strengths. We're looking at those areas we need to improve in, and then we start making some determinations what our next steps are going to be, what our supports are going to be. But for example, a highlight from our proficiency data: we're always wanting to close the gap with the state. You know, the state has their overall average. We want to be in the ballpark of where they're at. And so we're wanting to close that gap. And a great example of how we did that this last testing year in 5th grade, and that's three tested areas. That would be math, ELA, and science. We gained ground with the state. Not only did we gain in proficiency, we're closing that gap with the state. And that's always been Dr. G's objective, is for us to be at the state or above. And that's our biggest mountain, our challenge right now, to do that, but we're making progress. As long as we're heading in the right direction, we're always going to celebrate that. But there's always that variable of us closing the gap with the state. Prime example on how we did that, circling back to 5th grade, we gained and closed that gap in every one of those content areas. So big shout out to all of our 5th grade teachers out there.
You hear that, 5th grade teachers? You need to be paying attention. Thank you very much.
Yeah, definitely. They need a fist bump, definitely. But Dr. Garrett mentioned earlier 3rd grade, and we mentioned just the emphasis now on that 3rd grade retention line.
Yeah, but with reading.
Yeah, and we're heading in the right direction there too. And obviously our 3rd grade teachers are working hard on that. And I think now our parents are a little bit more involved, because they know that's very important. We all know that research shows that if the student is not at a proficient reading level by 3rd grade, they're going to struggle. They're going to struggle moving forward.
Potentially get just more and more behind.
Yes, and and that was one of the big reasons behind that new legislation, and I get it, and I understand it, and I support it. But I think now parents understand the importance, because if their child is not at a particular proficiency point, we have to look at possibility of retaining or them going to summer school in order to get to that point. So we also want to say a big thank you to all of our parents that are investing into their child's life, and in particular into their education. So
parents are just as critical as the teachers.
No doubt. So out of our instructional team meeting, one of the things that we definitely realized that we need to work on is our middle school. Middle school is an area in which our gaps are probably the largest right now. And so we've already started thinking about our game plan and how we're going to support our middle schools in Bedford County. Obviously, we're going to be supporting all of our schools, but when we see an area that we need to really hone in on, we're going to try to bring in our whole team, meet with those teachers, and meet with those administrators first, and then and start talking about what do we need to do. How can we help you get to that point of where you need to be?
Dr. Garrett, I mean, obviously 12 out of the 15 areas, that's a significant accomplishment, to say the least. What do you kind of attribute that success to?
Well, I think if you look, 25% of the success of a school is the principal. And I have taken great pride in making sure that we have the best principals possible in all our schools. And, at some points, I've had to make some hard decisions at that top. But the reason I have to make those hard decisions, the kids' future depends on it.
You're talking about hundreds of students.
Yes, and 25%.
Not one person. You're talking about hundreds of students. Yeah.
You have to have effective principals.
Absolutely.
And you have to have effective teachers. That's the number one indicator of how a student will perform, is who is in front of them every day.
And from here, this is what it's going to look like as far as us rolling out that data. Next thing we're going to do, we've already set the stage with our principals yesterday. As Dr. Garrett mentioned, we met with all of our principals, APs, supervisors yesterday. We set the stage and gave them an idea of what we have already been looking at. The next step is our next principal PLC in mid-August. We're going to take that to another level. We're going to present some data to them. We're going to talk about our benchmark of proficiency that we want them to aim for in order for us to, obviously for our students to be proficient in those standards, but also to close that gap with the state. So we're going to meet with them in mid-August, and by mid-August, hopefully we'll have value added, that other wave of data that's going to be coming in, and we can start looking at that and honing in on what we need to do to help our students in the area of growth. And then from there, Dr. Garrett and I, every year we have a bridge conference with our principals. What that means, that bridge is from one school year to the next school year. What do we need to do to improve your school? So she and I will have some highlights of really some focused, pointed discussions on what, here are some areas we need you to improve in, here are some areas we want to celebrate, and how can we support you? So those will be coming up very soon as well.
Sounds to me like, you guys had some great success there, but you're not resting on your laurels, are you?
Never.
No.
You're working out. It's always a dynamic environment and working to improve even more. And we were talking off the air earlier that how important a good school system and good results are to even economic development in a community where we want successful businesses with good paying jobs to come here. And obviously with you guys doing these improvement things, that's going to help us in the economic development area. I mean, it's kind of a snowball effect everywhere, isn't it? Right. So we appreciate y'all doing that. What else y'all want to talk? Ms. Harwell, do you have any more stats?
No, I think that pretty much wraps it up.
I think that was a great thing, though. I appreciate you bringing it to our attention. I know you had a couple of administrators selected for some awards. Did you want to mention that, Dr. Garrett?
Yes, we had Mr. Patrick Hasty, who got South Central Region semifinalist of the year for principal.
That's a whole bunch of counties.
It is, and that's a state competition.
Yeah.
It is. Then we got Lori Sexton, who is our career and technical
CTE director. Yep.
Remember, that's old vocational.
Yep. I do need to say that for some people. Yeah. I know we don't call it. Lori's corrected me more than once. We don't call it that anymore. Yes. But it is the old VOTEC, right?
She also won South Central semifinalist, so they both will move on to the state competition, the next level. So we're hoping to bring home the trophy.
And I'll make this as a side comment, but a related comment. It seems like every year when you come in here during the summer, you've had some administrators that have made it to the next level in competition. So that speaks well of Bedford County schools, because there's a lot of counties that are at that level. Yeah, absolutely.
Quality folks, this is, people don't think it's a business. It is a business, and you have to perform. It's not about having a good time. You've got to perform.
Well, and you got to have people obviously have a passion for it, and as many you've brought in here before, you obviously have a lot of folks with a passion to educate our children. We do appreciate that.
Hey, one more shout out. I almost forgot.
Who did we forget?
Cascade High School yesterday.
Okay.
We got word. One of the other that's hard to make a change, ACT scores.
Yeah,
so we've been at like 18,
that's
19.
Slow
average.
Incremental change, isn't it?
It is. But guess what? Cascade last year, high school, 21.1 average.
Average.
And that is...
so you had a bunch that were like 25, 26.
Right. And what that 21 means is that they're ready to transition into college and be successful. So that is that's a huge accomplishment. If you remember, I don't know if it was Governor Lee's initiative by 2020, all schools be at 21. Well, that proved...
Cascade's there?
Yeah, Cascade is there, and we're so proud of them.
Well, congratulations to Cascade High School out there for reaching that achievement. I think the University of Tennessee, I could never get in now, but I think they require basically a 24 at least to get in there. So obviously a key for access to certain colleges, improving those. So
definitely scholarships as well.
Congratulations to them out there again on making that happen. I know you probably still need a few teachers out there. There's always a few right before the school year starts, and there's always folks listening out there who may be interested. There's a lot of ways to get your teaching license nowadays. You don't have to necessarily have a teaching degree, curriculum degree. There's other ways to do it. Neil Watts has come and talked about that many times. So you needed any teachers at all?
We do. We need some general education teachers.
General classroom teachers? Teachers. Are we talking about at elementary and secondary level? Or
all of the above.
All the above. Need a few of those.
Math specifically, and we need a speech-language pathologist.
Speech-language pathologist. I'm very familiar with them. And, hard to get.
Yes.
Hard to get. So if they want, just contact HR, Neil Watson, at 500 Madison Street, and they'd be happy to talk to you because, quite frankly, folks are starting paying stuff's gotten a whole lot better here in Bedford County. So if you hadn't looked at it in a while, you need to look at it, and things are improving. We're in a great place to work. The insurance benefits that come with that. I'm trying to sell your HR stuff here, Doc.
I appreciate that.
Because there is. You get state retirement, you get state insurance, and you get a pretty good pay as well. But more importantly, you get that intrinsic reward of helping, having that passion that I've seen so many teachers have to educate our children and help them be successful later in life. Anything else you two want to talk about before we go off the air? We're about out of time, but you know what? We got as much time as the school system needs. So
hey, we had a lot to talk about.
You did. We didn't even get to the construction projects and stuff, but we'll do that next month if you want to.
That sounds good. We do have a ribbon cutting coming up in our August board meeting at Thomas.
Thomas Magnet School. Okay.
September board meeting we'll do Liberty. So we'd love the community to come out and support us on those.
We're looking so forward to that, and I was glad to see you guys could do that to expand the programs at Thomas School, right, with that addition there. Sir. And, of course, Liberty help us alleviate probably the last of our you're never not going to have portals, but you get to almost zero, right? You're almost there, and I guess that will help do that as well for Southside School doing that. So we're looking forward to that, and appreciate the county commission last year, I guess, supported doing that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We definitely appreciate their support.
Absolutely. So appreciate both of you. A lot of appreciation in here.
Right.
All right, because we do. Because, nothing, when you look at what government does, and obviously public safety is one, and infrastructure, but schools, so critical here in this community. And I know folks really appreciate what you two are doing in a leadership position to improve our school system, which helps our students be more successful later here in life. And thank you both for doing that, passing on. I know it takes a village, so it's all those teachers out there and your support staff as well,
no doubt,
that have to go out there every day. I know during the summer the maintenance people are probably busier than they are during the regular year.
They are
fixing stuff. So a shout out to the maintenance folks out there taking care of.
They work hard,
taking care of everything. But thanks again for coming in today, folks. This is Scott Johnson, behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting. We've been talking to Dr. Tammy Garrett and Mr. Tim Harwell with the front office there in Bedford County Schools. We have 11 government-related talk shows here every month, and as we like to say here in horse country, you can read stuff elsewhere in false narratives, but come here and hear straight from the horse's mouth about what's actually going on in our government organizations and some of the nonprofits. So thank you both for coming in today. Scott Johnson, until next time.
When's the last time you've seen the eye doctor? Don't wait. Whether it's little Carter's first pair of glasses or keeping a good eye on your vision health as you age, your eyes are a precious thing. See personalized care for the whole family and friendly faces at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care on 605 North Main in Shelbyville, across from the U.S. Post Office. Striving to bring you excellence in optometry every single day. Don't put your family's vision off. Make an appointment today at 931-684-2020. Personalized eye care for the whole family at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care.
At United Communications, we're more than just fast internet. We're your local connection to reliability and service that you can count on. Right here in Bedford County. With fiber fast speeds and a team in your community, we keep you connected when it matters most. No long hold times, no out-of-town providers, just real service from people who care. Call 931-740-1800 or visit united.net. Thousands of Tennesseans already trust United. United Communications. Fast, local internet.
Here at Farm Credit Mid-America, we want to get to know you and your story. We are a member-owned cooperative offering a range of loan products. So when you find that incredible land tract that you've been longing for that fits into your story, give me a call, Jonathan Boyce, at 931-212-0101, or come by and see me, 1908 Madison Street, here in Shelbyville, Tennessee. Loans are subject to credit approval. Additional terms and conditions may apply. Farm Credit Mid-America is an equal opportunity lender.
Kincaid's is proud to offer Beauty Rest Black to our customers. Beauty Rest Black represents a leap forward in bedding with sleep climate technology keeping you cool, and triple-stranded pocketed coils give you luxurious support all night long. Wake up refreshed and ready to take on the day with a new Beauty Rest Black mattress from Kincaid Service Company, 400 Madison Street, Shelbyville, across from the Speedway gas station. 931-684-5662.
A leader in pure classic country.
This is George Strait. How about them cowgirls?
98.7 and AM 1580 WLIJ.
How about them